I don't like Hey Guys. Is Dune Part 2 worth the hype? Yeah, I would say it is. I know a lot of people right now are saying that Dune Part 2 is kind of like Godfather Part 2 or Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. I kind of agree with them. Look, every generation is gonna have their series of movies that define their generation. And is that it? I'm not sure that it's far enough past it to make that judgment for them, but really awesome cinematography. I think it was produced for $190 million. The money was well spent. The practical effects are great. I think it's kind of an interesting story about people taking advantage of religion to gain political power. I do think Dune Part 2 is worth the hype. Do you think Rings of Power represented Galadriel well, even though they made her the reason that Sauron got to the Southlands?
Sauron lives because of you!
And you will die because of me!
Was Galadriel represented well? I know I've heard a lot that people say that they feel she was very different from how she was portrayed in Lord of the Rings, but I feel as if Rings of Power takes place like 2,000 or 3,000 years before Lord of the Rings. So I think it's okay for her to be a little bit different. And in the defense of that, Elrond with a D? Elrond is very different than how he's portrayed in Lord of the Rings, and no one says a thing. So, if anything, I'd say you're being a bit sexist. I actually do really like Galadriel being this badass warrior, as opposed to her kind of, you know, speaking in those elvish riddles in Lord of the Rings. She's great and all, but what does she really do?
Hold on. It's Cate Blanchett.
So she's Cate Blanchetting around the set. That gives her... Related to this question, though, if Galadriel was the one, she really just kind of let that go, didn't she? What is she doing in the woods? Sauron's back, the ring's out. I don't know, maybe it's in one of the many extended literatures. Do you think Marvel should take a break for a while? What they can do is slow down and start producing the number of films that they were producing in the first 3 phases. It's just they took on way too much with the 4th and 5th phase. However, while people do complain about it, I do think there are some really great things that we have to look back on. I mean, for some examples, we had WandaVision, all of Loki, Spider-Man No Way Home bringing back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and making it work. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, Werewolf by Night, Guardians Christmas Special. Currently, right now, X-Men 97 is the highest rated Marvel thing that's ever come out. And not to mention, we got Deadpool 3 right around the corner. I think there is an issue too with brand confusion. Like Sony produced Marvel movies, the Venom movies, Morbius, or the more recent Madam Web. It'd be smart for Marvel to, and I'm sure they're trying to, really find a way to get the rights, or at least the live action rights to the Spider-Man characters back, so that way people aren't getting confused by these movies that are being put out. But you know what? We have eyes. If you saw the trailer for Madam Web and you went to go see that and you were surprised, given how the last season left off, do you think Cobra Kai will stick the landing with the series finale? Geez, you know what? I am gonna give it to that series for sticking the launch. To make this series a spin-off on the Karate Kid villain from the first movie that started out in YouTube Red to go for 6 seasons and continually get more wacky but more popular is just, it's a miracle in its own. I'm not making fun of it. I love Cobra Kai. I do think it'll be a really cool lead up to the final tournament. What I hope that they don't do, I know we have the movie coming out with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, which is really interesting that they've decided to just merge those 2 universes. I hope that they focus on an ending for the show and don't lead me into a big tease for this movie unless the movie's going to be directly connected, which for the most part, I hear that it's going to be kind of its own thing. What are your thoughts about the live action Avatar?
He ran!
I have mixed emotions about the whole thing. It was always going to be a very difficult battle to be compared to Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series. Having said that, I really love Zuko. I actually got teared up a couple of times during some of his scenes. Sokka might as well have walked right off of the animation. Some of the scenery, some of the bending and the CGI, I'm pretty impressed with how well they've adapted from animation and making it live action and making it, one, feel real but still be faithful to the series. And I think there were just some good adaptations for from characters and such. Some things that I had some issues with, there are some characters that also did not have some good adaptations. There was a lot of stories blended together. The fact that they really smushed what felt like pretty much a lot of stories from not only all 20 episodes, stuff from the books, stuff from Legend of Korra, and stuff just from the overall mythology that hasn't necessarily even been seen on screen yet. It kind of felt pretty overstuffed. I think they would have been better off just straight up abandoning certain storylines rather than mashing them in together. I'm happy for them that they're getting a couple more seasons, and I'm interested to see how the actors grow with the series as they grow up. Should I talk about Beetlejuice at all too? There wasn't, yeah. I know, I want to make it up. Before I go though, I just want to say how excited I am for Beetlejuice. The trailer is incredible, and I just can't wait. It looks so good. Oh.
The juice is loose.